Hello and welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic, and lots of stuff going on at the moment. We've released our THERMO Sudoku app. Yesterday it became available on the App Store and on Android. We're just waiting for Steam and Google Play to release it as at when I last heard. Maybe that'll be today, maybe tomorrow, not sure. Do give it a try. THERMO Sudoku has been very popular with our viewers recently, and there are some great puzzles on it. Definitely worth a go, I think. Now, also in Patreon yesterday, we released a junior puzzle hunt by Scott Strosol, and I believe it's very good. I haven't tried it myself. My 12-year-old has promised to try it this evening, so I hope to be able to report back on that. We'll see how he gets on with it. Now, also, I think we're getting some press attention for the recent Miracle Sudoku buzz and the number of people on Twitter. We're really grateful to everybody who reached out on social media about this puzzle, and a few tweets in particular really got this noticed, especially Ben Orlins. So thank you very much to everybody who did that. Simon's on the way to becoming some sort of minor celebrity. There's an article in today's or tomorrow's Guardian, but it's already available online about him. And I think the I newspaper for Saturday in the UK might also have a small feature on it. Amazing. It's really kicked off. So that's quite amusing for us too. But we are still concentrating on bringing you the best of puzzles. Now, we get sent a lot of submissions. As the Guardian article mentions, it's about a dozen a day at the moment and seemingly constantly rising. My one piece of advice to puzzle setters, as well as checking the kind of how to submit in our community page, is also try and keep the rules reasonably simple. It seems to be popular with some people to kind of combine 4 or 5 different rule sets, but we have to present these to people to enable them to solve them. A lot of people who are trying our puzzles aren't used to variants, and they really don't want, in our opinion, to be thinking about 4 or 5 different variant types as they go about trying to get through a Sudoku. So my strong advice is keep it fairly simple, and you'll have a fair shot at our liking it. Now, this one came in from Tom Fry. We've never had a puzzle by him before. He says he's been binge watching the channel and he's become very interested in it, and now he's turned his hand to setting. And he's come up with this variant that uses sandwich and arrow Sudoku. Now, be careful if you're a regular variant solver, because there's a slight twist on the arrows in this. So, sandwich Sudoku means that the numbers outside the grid represent the totals of the digits between 1 and 9 in that particular row or column. So this 0 clue means that 1 and 9 are next to each other in this row somewhere. The arrows, I think, as usual with arrows, the number in the circle is the sum of the numbers along the arrow. But in this case, those numbers are strictly decreasing along the arrow to the end. So where the arrow is pointing is the lowest number, and they're in order. So those are the rules of this puzzle. And I have to say, it's already intriguing in that there are so few clues given, 7 sandwich clues and 4 arrows, no given numbers in the grid at all. I'm fascinated to see how this is going to work and really can't wait to try it. If you can't wait to try it, check it out on the link below the video, which will take you to the puzzle in our software. Then why don't you come back and watch my attempted solve and see how you got on compared to me, both in terms of speed and in terms of the order of the solve, which I have a feeling is going to be interesting. Anyway, let's see how we go. Let's get cracking. So the 33 clue is big. Now, what we traditionally do is to colour the cells that can't contain 1 or 9, because 33 is so big. 35 is the maximum, the outside the 1 and 9 must be just a 2. So in fact, if I pencil mark a 2, yeah, this is interesting. If I pencil mark a 2 into the corner of those cells, now normally I would use these outside pencil marks within a box to show where 2 can be. This time I'm using it for the row. Now that is interesting because clearly none of these numbers can be 2 in the central box. They've all got to be the addition of 2 cells, so even this one has to be at least 3. Now, because they can't be 2 and the green cells can't be 2 because 2 is outside them somewhere, one of these must be 2. I wonder if that's going to be useful. Possibly not, but it's an interesting deduction to get started. Now, actually, the size of these is important. This could be as low as 3 with a 1 and a 2 there, but these others, they've got 3 digits to add up that are in the same box and therefore have to be different. So they have to surely all be 6, 7, 8 or 9. So they're kind of from a subset like that. Yes, and remember this clue about the arrows and the fact that the numbers descend. Yes, so for one of these 2 numbers on the right-hand side, it must not be 9. Obviously, only one of them could be 9, so the other can't be. And 8, 7, or 6 must have a lowest number of 1. So we must get a 1 in one of those 2 cells on the outside of the arrows. And that's going to rule out 1s in all the things in between. And this is a column with a sandwich clue. So we kind of know straight away that these cells can't have a 1 or a 9 because whichever is the 1, the 9's going to have to be in the middle somewhere because a 13 is always either a 2 number or 3 number sandwich. So that is quite interesting. Oh, of course, and yes, whichever one is the 9, the numbers have to be 4, 3, 2. So in fact, we've got a 1-2 pair in the corners. Oh, that's lovely. This can't be 2 straight away. So that was the important thing, not this bit about being 2. So now we know 2 is here. I hope you see that. What I'm trying to say, and I may be getting a bit inarticulate because I'm getting quite excited about that. 2 and 1 must be in the corners here because one of these is less than 9 and therefore 1 must be its final digit as the numbers descend. The other is 9 and its numbers are 4, 3, 2. Actually, that means that's not 9. And therefore, one of these is 1 and one of these is 2. The 1's useful in the sandwich, but the 2 is even more useful because it rules out 2 from there. We know 2 has to be on the outside of this clue, and suddenly we can pencil in, well, 1 or 9 there, but actually 9 here because we know that 1 and 2 are in the top and bottom cells, so that becomes a 1. And we've suddenly got digits in the grid from such an unpromising beginning. Now, okay, that's good. We can make a few more cells green, I suppose. Let's make all of those green. And whichever of these is a 1, the green cells between 1 and 9 must be 3, 4, 6. That's the only way of doing it without using 1 and 2 and getting to 13. Okay. Now, it would help to know which was... Okay, so I'm going to again pencil mark between boxes because I think it's very useful in this puzzle. And what I'm doing here is showing that 4, 3, and 2 must be in these columns. What I mean is whichever of these is a 9 has a 4, 3, 2 arrow running away from it. Sorry, I'm trying to use a mouse and I'm struggling to control it a bit today. I need to get a better mouse mat that actually fits next to my computer. Anyway, 4, 3, 2 for one of them. Now, what can the other be? It's either 3, 2, 1 if it's a 6, 4, 2, 1, that's not possible because the 4 would be here for the 9 clue and also here for the 7 clue, or the other way around. So 7 can't be involved there. But it could be 3, 2, 1 for the 6, or it can't be 4, 3, 1 for the 7, obviously, because the 4 and 3 would clash. So 5, 2, 1 or 3, 2, 1. So in fact, that's brilliant. This is a 3, 2 pair, because the only way we can make up 6 or 8 is by 3, 2, 1 or 5, 2, 1. And because of the sequencing, the 2 has to be in column 8. So that is a 2, 3 pair. That's amazing. Now, here we have either 3, 4 or 5, and one of them must be 4. That's so clever. Now what's... Okay, now this one... Oh, yeah, yes. Okay, this can't be 9. We know that. It could still be 6, 7 or 8, but all of them must end in a 1. Because 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 5, 1, 3, 4. I mean, whatever way you do it, they've got to end in a 1. Now that fixes that as the 2. This is the 1. Now we know where the 2, 3, 4 is, leading up to the 9. That's there. I can enter the 2 here. And this one, let's take out the pencil mark and the possibility of it being a 4. That's either 3 or a 5, depending on whether this is 6 or 8. Now this one, can this be 7? No, because that would be 1, 2, 4, and the 4 would now clash with that 4. So that's not 7. So actually, we've now got a 6, 8 pair in the central box. How fantastic. And yeah, this must, just like up here, this is a bizarre symmetry I wasn't expecting. Just like up here, we've got 1, 2, and 3 or 5 to make 6 or 8. It's got to be the same here because, again, 3 is ruled out of this cell. So that's got to be 2. And this one has to be 3 or 5. So that's brilliant. That's so unexpected. Now, yeah, okay, what can this cell be? Obviously not 1 or 2 now. So that's got to be 3 or 4. I'm not going higher than that because remember, this cell has to be higher. So that is 4 or 5. But this can't be 9. We know that. But it could now be, well, okay, I was going to say it could be 8 or 7 given these digits that add up to it. But in fact, it can't be 8 because 8's locked in a pair in one of the other circles. So that now has to be the 7. This must be 4 and 3. Oh, that doesn't disambiguate these ones. Still, that's neat as well. Okay, so we've got huge chunks of the arrows done. Now, I'm going to have to go back to the sandwich clues because, again, so little else has been provided. Now, this 13 clue, I'm having a feeling that for once, these colorings aren't really going to matter. I'm thinking about taking them out of the grid, but maybe not yet. In the 13 clue, right, the 1 can't be here because there's a 1 there already. So, okay, I'm going to color those in green, that, and that, and that, and that. In fact, all of this cells on the arrows are green apart from the ones at the end, which are obviously the ones. Funnily, oh, total fail. Anyway, okay, I'm going to colour that one green. Now, can 13... Oh, look, yes, just as we put the 2s in these cells off the green, so we can do the same with 1s now, actually. So we've got a 2-1 pair there and there. Let's get rid of the corner markings because they will just confuse. So in fact, we've got a 3, 4, 5 triple across the middle as well. Now, this 13 clue, yes, this is getting quite limited. 3, maybe not enough. Yeah, 3, 6, 4 is not possible. 3, 8, 2 is. 4, 6, 3. Okay, that is possible. Okay, it's not as limited as I was hoping. Now, how about the 27 clue, which clearly has 3 greens there. doesn't have a 1 on the end. The kind of outies, the numbers outside the 1, 9 sandwich in a 27 have to add to 8. I don't know. Okay, what else can I find? There's not many other clues to go on. Maybe some regular Sudoku at this point? I don't know. Yes, okay, 2 there and 2 there and 2 there. Places a 2 in this. Sorry, it's still on the color setting. Places a 2 in that cell. So then we get a 2 in one of those. Down here, we've got a 2 in one of those similarly. Can't be here or here because we've got a 1-2 pair in the middle column. 1, actually. 1 is placeable up here as well. Ah, and that means we've got a 1-2 pair. Lovely. It's almost like I planned that, which I didn't. Does that work down here? No, we don't have the symmetry. Ah, but where can 1 be? It's got to be in one of those 2 cells. Can't be here, can it? Because this 0 clue has to have 1 and 9 next to each other. In fact, because 1 and 9 can't be there, in this row we can actually colour quite a lot of cells. Yeah, that 0 clue was where to go. Look at that. We know exactly where the 1, 9 go. Can't be here or here because neither of them can be a 1. So we can, and remember this 1-2 pair in the center, so we can actually place 9 and 1 now. So that's nice. That fixes the 2-1 pair up at the top. We can place 2 down here. Now, this 13 clue, oh right, yes, 1 and 9 are sandwiching the 2 numbers. That's got to be 8 and 5. Lovely. That's really elegant. Again, this puzzle really has got some class. Now, okay, so we've used the 0, we've used the 33. We haven't used the 27 yet, and we've got a 2 here. And we've got a 1, that's far more important. So we can place the 9, that's there. The 2 outies now have to be 3 and 5 because it can't be 2 and 6 anymore. That fixes the 4, 3. We are racing now. Oh my God, I didn't even notice we'd done this 8. That's perfect because that means this is a 5 to add up. This is a 6, this is a 3. We've got all the arrows done now. That 8 completes the column. Now this 13, yeah, we've done the 13 clue, we've done the 27. Ah, yes, 13 clue here, we pointed out. That is 3, 4, 6 as a pair, as a triple, 8, 7, 5 down here. This one can't be 4, but otherwise we're not actually very restricted. Now at the top, 20 along there. So the outies are 15, 2 and could be 8, 5 or 7, 6. Not sure which. And this remaining sandwich clue, another 20. Now the 1 could be there with a 9 on the outside, but then that would need 8, 7, 5 to make 20, and it can't use 8. So that is not the 1, that's the 2. That's another nice way of disambiguating that. So the 1 is in one of these cells. The 9 could be in any of those. But what have we got as the sum? We've got 17 already. 3 more to go in. Because of that 3, it can't be here. We can put the 3 in there. Yeah, now we know where the 1 is. Now we know where the 9 is. And that sandwich has been used. So there's just this one up here to decide whether that's 5, 8 or 6, 7. Maybe the innies decide it. No, I don't think so. Oh, we can place a 3 up here, though. No, that's all. Oh, no, that 3 with that 3, so we can place 3 here. So that's good. Okay, I'm going to take out the shading, because actually, from now on, I don't think it's going to mean anything to us at all. So let's make the whole grid white. 3, 1, 8, 5, 9, 2. Oh, just, okay. I mean, the rest must be, apart from this thing, the rest has got to be regular Sudoku now. That's all we've got left. So Let's just focus on that. 7, 8, 6 to place in the middle row. No, one of these is a 5, for sure. Okay, what am I missing? So 2. 1s and 2s, surely we can place all of them. Yes, actually, I think that's probably right. 1s and 2s, 1s and 2s, that's all done, okay. Now 9, can't, that 9 and that 9 are ruling out those cells. So 9's in one of those, and that means we can place a 9 here, because obviously there's a 9 locking out of column 3. Now the other 9 goes in there and there. Actually, 9s are very restricted. Okay, so that's great. We've finished the 9s suddenly. Oh, this puzzle's still holding out a bit. This is brilliant. Where are we going to go next? Have we done all 3s? Yes. 4s? Oh no, we haven't done all 3s. I've missed one out there because one goes in there. 4s. Yeah, this is a 4 because we've got 2 very helpful 4s in column 3 and row 7. That gives us a 4 here. Now that places the 5. Still hasn't resolved those, but we get a 6 here. Aha! We get a 4 here. That is going to help up here. One of these has to be 6 or 7 now in this box because they can't both go in that cell. So these can't both be 6 and 7. That's a 5-8 pair. Now we've used the last sandwich clue. And the rest is absolutely standard classic Sudoku. We've got a 6-7 pair here, mirroring that 6-7 pair there. Very pretty again. I like this puzzle a lot. It's really neatly put together. Very well done, Tom. That's a name to watch out for. I think we'll be seeing more of Tom Fry, if I'm honest. Yeah, this is a really nice finish as well. So here we go. Hopefully we're on the home stretch now. That is a naked single. Then we get a 4 there, 6 here. That disambiguates the 7-6 pair. Ah, the 5-8 pair has actually been resolved. I should have spotted that before, perhaps. 8 there, and now we just are doing the last numbers. That really is a nice puzzle. I love the way that came together. Everything was used beautifully. Obviously, I think, well, not obviously, but I can now see why the arrows didn't all reach to the corners. You know, it might have been symmetrically nicer for that arrow to get up there, but it would be impossible because 3 of 6, 7, 8, and 9 must end in a 1 under this rule. So that would prevent it occurring. In fact, I think Tom has used this idea to the absolute maximum and combined it with some very nice sandwich choices and made a really good puzzle. So thanks very much to him for that. I hope you enjoyed solving that too. Thank you very much for watching us. Do subscribe if you haven't already, obviously. Pop over to Patreon. There's the Discord site going on. Look that up as well. It's fantastic. And thank you very much for following Cracking the Cryptic, and we'll see you again soon. Bye for now.